Hi guys, it's Jason here with another video for you guys, and today we are gonna talk about the Week 11 matchups on what happened yesterday around the college football landscape. There shouldn't be any drama when the rankings come out, at least at the top. So let's get to it. ACC yesterday, Duke 42-35 minutes over North Carolina. I expect Duke to beat North Carolina in basketball, same as they did yesterday. Pittsburgh, they get the victory 52-22 against Virginia Tech. And Pittsburgh is in firm control of the Atlantic Coast division in the ACC. Clemson, the game was there. Clemson 27-7 winners over BC. I thought this game was an opportunity to keep it close, but Clemson really is improving every week. I think Clemson and Alabama is on a collision course yet again to meet in the playoff. And Clemson just looks head and shoulders above anybody in the ACC. They did clinch their division in the ACC with that win over BC. Florida State stepped outside of the conference to play Notre Dame, and Florida State, they got shellacked 42-13. Florida State, they have that big long consecutive winning the seasons, and that looks like to be in jeopardy now. They got to win two of the remaining ball games. They play Florida and I want to say Wake Forest. Who does Florida State play? Let me look that up. They play Boston College at home and Florida at home. I don't know if they could get both victories that they need, but we'll see. Georgia Tech, they beat Miami 27-21. No surprise there. Miami and Florida State could not go boarding this year. That's a very possible thing that could happen. Let's talk about the Big 12 where defense is optional. Speaking of defense is optional, 48-47. Oklahoma State, they were down at 7. They got a score with a minute and some change to go. They elected to go for 2, and a bad placed ball thrown got knocked down. They lose that game by 1. Hey, it's the quick right call for Oklahoma State. You want to go ahead in that situation just because your defense hasn't really stopped these Sooners all day. This game had like 1,200 yards of offense on both sides. Oklahoma did everything that they wanted to. So did Oklahoma State. They just fell 1 point shy. West Virginia continues to move on, 47-10. West Virginia, Will Greer is a very special quarterback, and it's going to be a first round pick regardless who comes out this year for the NFL draft. Will Greer, if you haven't seen Will Greer, I suggest that you turn on a West Virginia game and whatnot. Kansas State beat Kansas 21-17. It's Kansas. They're gonna get a new coach. Bill Snyder might retire after the end of the year, so it's a good win for K-State for sure. If Texas and the Texas Tech, the Texas showdown, 41-34. Texas gets the victory. Um, Texas really hard fought win. They get a last minute touchdown to Little Jordan Humphrey. Um, this is another offensive game. They were up by 2 scores in the fourth quarter for Texas. Texas Tech storms back to grab the lead. And we should move on to the Big Ten. And let's talk about the Big Ten. Michigan 42-7. Every Michigan fan and every Ohio State fan, they're looking at that matchup at the end of the year, and most of the country. 26-6. Ohio State gets the victory. It looks lopsided, but Michigan State was their own worst enemy. All day had multiple turnovers. They got a safety that really turned up that ball game around. So Ohio State, like I said, Ohio State, Michigan. I'm done with Ohio State. Just that bad loss to Purdue is really bad taste in my mouth about Ohio State. But who knows? Ohio State beats Michigan. They beat Northwestern in the Big Ten entire game. Who knows? Their playoff chances might be still alive. Let's go to Penn State. Penn State 22-10 victors over Wisconsin. Northwestern gets a key victory, 14-10. We said that earlier. Northwestern has clinched the West Division, and they will play for the Big Ten title. Nebraska gets the third victory, 54-35. This is the most points that that Nebraska has scored since joining the Big Ten. Indiana 34-32 victors. They beat Maryland, and Minnesota gets a victory 41-10. Purdue, Jeff Brom. I forgot to mention this. Louisville did fire their head coach after another disappointing loss. And the name that's on top of that list is Jeff Brom from Purdue. Jeff Brom was a former Louisville quarterback, so he is the #1 coaching candidate for that job. Let's go to the SEC, where it just means more. LSU gets a victory, bouncing back from that shutout loss. LSU 24-17 victor over Arkansas. Alabama for the second straight week, 24-0. They get 2 shutouts in a row. They blank Mississippi State. They blank LSU the week prior. Tennessee 24-7 victors over Kentucky. Kentucky shouldn't be ranked and whatnot. Tennessee, they're 5-5, and they could very much go to a bowl. If they go to a bowl, Jeremy Pruitt should win the Coach of the Year in the SEC. This Tennessee team was bad and awful last year. With Jeremy Pruitt, even winning 5 games this year has been a success. Probably one of the underrated coaching stories that goes unnoticed in the college football landscape. Florida bounces back. They beat South Carolina 35-31. Missouri 33-28 winners of Vandy. A&M 38-24 victors over A&M. A&M beats Ole Miss. And Georgia wins 27-10. Georgia looked good, and Auburn once again struggles on offense, but very good win for Georgia. Let's go to the Pac-12. My neck of the woods. Washington State 31-7 victors over Colorado. Looking at the Pac-12 North standings, if Washington State gets a victory next week, they should clinch the Pac-12 North with a victory over Washington loss. Arizona State 31-28 victors over the Fighting Chippewas of UCLA. Arizona State, if they win out, they'll be playing in Santa Clara for the Pac-12 title. 48-17 victors Stanford over Oregon State. And Ncaa finally beats USC. It's been a lot of years since. It's been 14 years since Cal beat USC. It's been 18 years since Cal beat USC in the LA Coliseum. Cal gets the 15-14 victory. I was talking to my fiance last night, and USC has 2 games left. UCLA and Notre Dame, they could have very much possibly lose those ball games. Yeah, granted, they should beat UCLA, but with USC, nothing's guaranteed. Okay, so if USC loses both of those ball games, doesn't go to a bowl, finishes 5-7, does Clay Helton keep his job? And my fiance and I said no. I think it's a bowl game or you get fired if you're Clay Helton. Very high standards that USC has, and whatnot. So Clay Helton might lose his job at the end of the year if he doesn't go to a bowl game. And even if they go to a bowl game, I think there's a possibility that he may get fired. So once again, those are all your games. Week 11, Power 5 game day next week. Going to Orlando for Central Florida and Cincinnati. Once again, my name's been Jason. And like always, guys, go Ducks and have a great day.